Okay, so now it
All
says
right.
that I'm live on mine, right?
Yes.
So I'm gonna go
I
over
got
and check real quick to.
All right. I got a green check on all three.
Okay, cool. So that
So
means it's going.
yeah.
Awesome. It's my first time ever doing that. I
I'm
have
live.
no idea what I'm doing as far as that's concerned.
Yeah. He's in the
Hello,
mic.
are we live? Yeah, we're live. Hi,
Yeah.
we've been
You're
live
live.
for like 20 seconds.
Sorry, I'm talking
Nice.
over here to the side. Oh. Oh, he was just there. I just told him to shut the bedroom door, and he went in there.
Hey, Mad Chick Acres, thanks for coming in. I appreciate you.
Thanks, Mark.
Tammy and I decided to get together and start doing something a little bit differently. Good. I pulled it up. I'm live on my channel too. If you guys want to go over there, it's up to y'all. But I am live on my channel as well. I'll be checking in on it to make sure I don't have any spammers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And
Angel's Homestead is here. Thank you.
Thanks, guys, for coming in. Tonight we have actually a lot of things that we wanted to talk about, but we don't want to talk about them all at once. We want to like spread it out a little bit. So, our main thing that we wanted to talk about tonight was I had notes.
Good, because I have no memory.
Hold on, I do have notes. Sorry, I got a new phone, so I have no idea. Oh, there we go. We actually wanted to talk a little bit about YouTube ethics, and we wanted to tap into that. We also wanted to help people out with their channels the most, and that's kind of what we are doing here tonight. I'm sure later on things will be a little bit changed, a little more organized. This is our first run, so we don't really, I mean, we know what we're doing, but we don't as far as this is concerned. So we're still learning a lot of things, but we have a lot of things on our list that we wanted to talk about tonight. And we wanted to talk about YouTube ethics. And there's about 4 things that I had on my list. I don't know what you wanted to go over, Tammy, but I had a few things that I wanted to talk about. And I'm going to start off with a few things. There's a few rules when you enter in someone's chat, not to come off like a complete a-hole, I guess you would say. There's like ethics that you do when you're talking to people in the chat, and when someone's hosting, you don't just butt in. So I'll explain myself. The first one is, and I've witnessed this quite a bit, and I found it extremely annoying, whether I was a wrench or not, is you don't beg for a wrench. You don't do it. And that was one of the first things that I thought about when we decided to do this. Especially if you're new, someone's not going to wrench you unless you're in a chat where somebody, hi Viper, unless you're in a chat where somebody just wrenches everybody, which they probably shouldn't do. And there's a reason behind that. When somebody is wrenched to your channel, now back in the day, used to be one wrench. Now there's 2 different types of wrenches. There is like a wrench manager, and there's like a standard wrench that you can choose for someone to be. And you really have to be careful of who you allow to be a wrench in your chat. And usually those are the people that you think you can trust the most. And later down the road, you may find out that you don't trust that person at all, and you don't want them to have a wrench to your channel. And I don't know about now, but if you make them a managing wrench, they can change things on your channel. They can delete things. I've known in the past, somebody has made somebody a wrench, and they would go and block everybody to that channel. And I've seen it done. And so you have to be really, really careful about who you wrench. Some people are super trusting, and that's okay. Whatever floats their boat, that's their channel. But if you want to have a professional channel, you don't just wrench anybody. So that was kind of first on my list.
Yeah, and you have to be really. I want
Go
to.
ahead.
I want to elaborate on that. Like
Sure.
the people you wrench are a reflection of your um, professionality. That's not a right word, but a reflection of you and a reflection on your channel. And so you want to be really, really careful who, as a new person, who you give a wrench to, because that reflects back on you. And not everybody is there to be your friend that's pretending to be your friend. So,
Right.
they can do a lot of harm behind the scenes. They can run off a lot of people from your channel. So that's not cool. You need to be very careful. Um,
And
I,
you really need to state your rules from the very beginning and stick
yep.
with those rules. And I always tell people that, hey, you can do pretty much whatever you want within the YouTube guidelines. There's guidelines for YouTube, and you have to follow those. I spent a lot of time and 4 years, try years actually trying to monetize my channel, getting it correct, getting it right, putting in the hours and the hard work. You don't want somebody on your panel that is going to ruin that for you. So you have to be really careful, and that involves the wrench. You have to be really careful who you give that to. Oh, I don't know if Tammy wants to elaborate more.
No, I think we did pretty good. I do want to thank a couple people that have come in. Ariel, Viking, Venture, and Vittles. Think I said that right. Penny Ortez and Viper. I think we said hi to Viper, but I'm going to say hi again.
Hey, but hey, guys, thanks for coming in. Thanks for hanging out, and we really appreciate you coming in.
Yeah.
Um, let's see. Now, okay, I'm gonna. Hey, oh yeah, I see you. Thank you. Thank you, by the way, Ariel, for being a member of my channel. I really appreciate you guys. That really means a lot to me, so I appreciate it. Kathleen, Moran, thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. Thank you for being here. Let's see. Okay, so you really want to be careful who you make a wrench to your channel. And we had thought about this for a really, really, actually a long time. We wanted to do this, but we didn't know how we wanted to organize this. And we really loved Two Family Homestead. That was our group. That's who we absolutely loved. We loved Sherry, and we loved Daryl, and they no longer do this. If you guys aren't aware, but Sherry did pass away. So we wanted to leave a mark on YouTube and maybe influence people to do things the right way and make a good channel. Hey, Tinker's Wife, thanks for coming in. Appreciate you.
Yeah. I mean, they've
The
really
Tinker's
left.
Wife is one of the first people I ever had on my channel. I love you. Thank you.
Patty is amazing. Um, Thank you for coming in. Um, Sherry has left a huge hole in YouTube and in our hearts, and there just isn't anybody doing what they were doing. I mean, we can't do it on the scale that they did, obviously, and we're not going to try to do it exactly the way they did it. But they gave me a lot of advice starting out. Sherry, I don't know if people are as aware of it, but Sherry was my friend on Facebook before she was a friend on YouTube. I didn't realize she was even on YouTube. And Sherry gave so much support to my Facebook group in the early days of my Facebook group. And then when I came on YouTube and I found her on Two Family Homestead, and they did reviews of my channel, they told me how to make my channel better, what I should be doing, just the basics of how to like set things up so that I hit the algorithm better, I guess is the best way to say. And so, and then we met so many people there.
Yeah.
I think that's part of where I met Courtney is through Two Family Homestead and Sherry. And so we want to make a place like that. And we want to share some things that we've learned. I am very close to 12K. And so I really feel like I need to be giving back to YouTube because YouTube has given me a lot. And so I want to help other channels. And I have, and I know Courtney has. Courtney's helped me a lot. I wouldn't be where I was at without her support and kind of saying, hey, you need to. I'm like, how do you do this? And she's like, oh, you just do this, this, and this. And so I want to be that person. And I know that Courtney does for all of you too. You can ask questions because there's really not a guidebook to how to YouTube.
Yeah, there isn't. And there's just a lot of things that we wanted to go over tonight just to talk about just some basic ethics that you would do when you're in somebody's channel. And stuff like that. And but yeah, so I really missed the two family homestead community. If it wasn't for Sherry, I would have been completely lost. I would have been stuck on those 50 subscribers and I would have never gotten any more. Like Sherry really taught me a lot about YouTube. Didn't really learn more like about people as much because there's a lot of people that are not out for the greater good. But Sherry, I would like message Sherry. I'm like, how do I do this? Like, I don't. Sherry was like one of my first lives I had ever been on, and stuff like that. And with my channel, also, I wanted to do that for people and I wanted to help people out. But you also have to put in the work. It's not all me. Like, I can't magically make you have 1,000 subscribers.
No.
It doesn't rest all on me. You have to put in the work. And I put in a lot of hours, you guys, a lot of night hours. Uncle Al would be up there with me till 2 or 3 in the morning. And I met some awesome people, and I owe also a lot to Gil for also helping me. Just with getting my name and stuff out there and stuff like that. So he has really helped me out a lot as well. Viper, by the way, has always been there. I think he has been there from the very beginning, and has helped me out tremendously as far as computers are concerned. And I did put all my trust in him to help me. So, with that being said, I don't know, how do you want to move on from here? Like, how do you want to?
Well, we just want to let everybody know that we're going to be doing 3 Friday nights a month. And then the fourth one is going to be pre-recorded. So there'll be 3 lives and then one that'll be like premiere style. We're not really sure how we're going to do this. So we're looking at how other channels have done it in the past. And we're going to kind of, see what we think works for us to do this. So if you have any suggestions, please let us know. But yeah, we just want to kind of like tonight we were just going to talk about etiquette and manners and that kind of a thing. So
yeah, and I think it really needs to be addressed, because I think a lot of, especially if you're new, this is the part that really gets me is like, especially if you are really new to YouTube, you have no idea what you're doing and you have no idea what's really out there. You have no idea what people can do to you, and stuff like that. And I have really been through the ringer. So I feel like I need to share my advice with people as far as that's concerned. So
I mean, I've been burned to the point now that I don't do a collab with someone unless I pay for a background check. So, if you're going to ask me for a collab, be aware that I will be running a criminal background check on you. And sorry, not sorry. I've been burned.
I refuse to do a collab with anybody.
Yeah. I mean, well, that's why the only reason I'll do one is if I do a criminal background check. Because that's a reflection of my channel.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I've promoted some pretty bad people. In the words of Carly Simon, if you think this song is about you, it is. I'm sure they're lurking. They still do. But yeah. So I don't want to see small channels get hurt by the same people that have hurt me. And so we're gonna. We're not going to call them out by name, but we are going to bring these up in topics. And
for sure, I mean, I have been so burned. I took a break. That's where I had just completely taken a break. I had to, for my own sanity, and it's it's really, really frustrating. It really held me back. And I didn't realize how much it had held me back
Yeah.
until it was too late.
Pat Patty says, "Holy cow! I had no idea how bad it was."
Yeah.
Um, I, there are people out there. There are predators. I am aware of one predator who finds his victims from women my age, and on both this social media platform and on other social media platforms. And y'all are saying hi to him in other people's lives and have no idea just what criminal background he has. And I wouldn't have known except somebody gave me a heads up. And so you really, you don't know who the person is on the other side of that keyboard and what their intentions are. And so, you really, really do have to
Yeah, because
still use
the whole
basic
point
internet safety.
the whole point of YouTube is to get to know people so they subscribe to your channel.
Right.
You get to know somebody. Oh, yeah, I'll subscribe to you. But you don't really know who is subscribing to your channel. And
Mm.
oh, I saw you at such and such's channel. And then they come over to your channel and you have no idea who they are. They're there all the time, but you have really no idea. So you really have to be careful with that. And that's another reason why we wanted to start doing this, is to protect people, because we thought it was really important to do so. And there are, we will discuss that, I think, later on, but
Yeah.
that is probably part of the YouTube ethics that we wanted to talk about, is make sure that you are not giving out any of your information. Make
Yeah.
sure that and I will teach you a little bit of what I know and what I have learned. And I'm telling you, I have been hacked. I've had almost my modem broken into. I have had people spam my chats. I have never once tried to make friends with a spammer. That is that is just a no. You do not do that.
And
You
I've seen people.
people to destroy your channel.
Yeah, you need to don't play with them. Just goodbye, delete them, block them, be gone. You
Because you have
don't
no
feed the
idea
bears.
what they can really do.
They're gonna bite you. They're not
Right.
there to be your friend. I know people that think that they have made friends from trolls, and then they came back to hurt them. So, just don't. We've had a couple more people come in.
Hey,
Hey, Dorothy's here on my side. Nice to meet you. Thanks for coming in. Um, so yeah, just be careful. You really have to use, and I think I may see about getting a guest speaker on internet safety in general, not just this. I'm going to talk to him and see. I haven't even told Courtney yet. I had this idea the other day, and talk about, because he does classes to schools about internet safety. And I think it would be beneficial for us to be reminded, even at our ages.
yeah.
You think you're being safe, but you're not. Never give out. I know my ship has sailed because I wrote a book, but you should never give out your real name on here. You should never give out your location. You should never give out your address unless you really know who you're giving it to.
That's why another thing is really important when you're first setting up. I know it's really hard at first when you're first setting up your channel because you're not making any money. But if you have some money to back your channel at first, my very first thing to tell you would be to get a P.O. box. Get a P.O. box, not necessarily in the town that you live in, maybe a town over. Get a P.O. box and have everybody and anybody send their information to that P.O. box.
Yeah.
And this isn't just YouTubers. There are people out there that want you to promote their electric rat traps. And they're going to want to send that stuff to your house. And you really have no idea who they are. And so, therefore, you'd probably want them to send it. And by the way, I've had somebody try to scam me before and try to get me to promote their electric chainsaw, right? But they refused to send that electric chainsaw to my P.O. box. And it was only so big, and it would have worked out perfect, but they refused. They wanted my home address. And if you feel like somebody wants your home address that bad, it is not worth it.
Yeah. Yeah.
There has been stories online of different farming YouTubers and stuff like that, where they have given out their address and they have been stalked. They've literally had people hanging outside their house, taking pictures of their house. I cannot remember that channel right now, but they actually did a video about it. And it was insane. I never heard of that before. There are some real weirdos out there. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Ariel had a comment. She said she had to block one guy. He makes all these fake accounts and puts nasty spam messages on chat in the live streams run by female creators. The guy seems so innocent on his main channel. It's sad. Yeah. And we've run into someone like that too. And
I think I know who that is too.
Yeah, we could probably name them. We are not going to out them on this channel. No. So, in the words of Carly Salmon, if you think this stream is about you, it probably is. But we're not going to
say anybody's name. Yeah,
we're not going to name names. The one person who has a very large arrest warrant for assaulting women, I did give his name in a private PM to someone this week, telling them not to give, they were going to send something to him that would have had their address on it. And I'm like, do not. No,
the one particular person that I am aware of, that person is on like an FBI watch list.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is insane, guys. This is just YouTube, and we are just creators. We have hobbies. Like, you could have, baseball cards, or you could have, gardening or canning or anything like that. That's what we do. We're not trying to manipulate people and get money out of them.
And here's another thing. If somebody is changing their channel name frequently, that is a giant red flag. Okay? That is a giant red flag. And you need to be very, very leery and do not give that person a wrench. Okay? Take a step back and really look at that. Because, yeah, that's a giant red flag right there.
Yeah, that means they have something to hide.
Yeah. And, yeah. Hi, Serena. Thanks for coming in.
Hey, get on those.
Hey.
Long time no see. Thank you for coming in.
And we're going to get Serena's joke of the night out of the way right away. What is a rabbit's favorite grain? Hops, of course. Thank you.
Okay, so let's see. What else do I have on my list? Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about ethics. The first thing is, or the second thing, rather.
We got a whole bunch coming in now. Hi, Lewis.
Guys. Hey,
sorry.
Our treasured home.
Hi, our treasured home. Oops.
Thanks for coming in, guys.
I tried to hit her, but it went down one. There we go.
Okay, so we already talked about don't beg to be a wrench on someone's channel. The other one was don't copy other people's channels. And that can go several different ways. I don't think I really elaborated to myself when I wrote that down. Basically, I don't know how to explain it. Don't copy other people's channels as far as their names. Like, if you saw somebody else's name and you thought it was super cool, you wanted to do that, I would highly suggest not doing that, because that's going to make you look really bad. So don't do that.
And it's a confusion. So you're going to get half the views that you should, because people are going to not be able to find you. They're going to be finding the other person that you're copying. So don't do that. I don't even watch other canning creators, because I don't want their content put into my mind and then think, oh yeah, I'm going to do a video and do something similar, Yeah. So I don't even watch other people that do canning videos unless I'm in a collab, and then I watch all of the videos in that collab. But I'm not like actively seeking out other creators that are doing the same thing as me, because it just isn't helpful.
with that being said about not copying other channels, that also means don't copy their content either.
Yeah.
It's okay to, oh yeah, I made this onion video and I didn't realize that they made an onion video too. No, that's okay. You didn't realize it, and whatever. But don't be like, oh, they made one, I'm gonna make one too. Don't do that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, unless it's like something really cool and you give them credit. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I did, the Vineyard Chicks took an orange juice container, recycled it, and made a water can. But I made the video, but I gave them credit and I put a link to their channel. Now that's a whole different thing, you know? So don't try to take it as yours, is where I'm going with that. You know?
Okay. Okay, this is another thing. This is more of a warning than anything. Be very, very, very careful. This is, say for instance, I gave my friend a wrench, okay? And someone came in with the exact same name, but they aren't wrenched. So be careful with that, because if they are not wrenched and you gave them a wrench, there is a reason for that. That means that they have copied another channel's name in order to do something that they should not be doing.
Now, I just had a good example of this. I saw someone that had the icon of one of my friends, and they came in, and when my friend comes into the channel, they always address me in a specific way, and this person didn't address me that way. And they always greet the group in a specific way, and they didn't greet the group in a specific way. So I knew immediately it was someone impersonating them. So, you have
to. That has happened to my friend quite a bit. In fact, someone has impersonated them and purposely went around and said, they aren't going live tonight. They aren't going live tonight, trying to ruin their channel.
Yeah.
So be very, very careful with that. And I mean, I don't even know what else to say about that. I mean, people that do that are completely evil.
Yeah.
You don't do that kind of stuff. No. If you are wanting a real channel and you want to make money at this, you don't do stuff like that. Yeah. Those people are just trying to harass and.
Yeah. See, people have certain mannerisms and certain speech patterns. And I'm one of those people watchers. So like when someone isn't using their right speech pattern, I can pick up on it. I mean, Courtney had a troll the other day that came in, was very nice. The way they said hello with the extra L's, I knew immediately who that person was. Even though they were using a fake name and they had created a brand new account October 1st of 2024, because I clicked on it as a wrench.
People think that we don't notice that stuff because I've been doing this for so long. I know when somebody comes in that I know.
And I immediately said, where are you from? Because I knew the answer. Here's a thing my kids don't understand. They still don't understand. I don't ask a question I don't know the answer to. And so I asked because I wanted to get them to say something else, to look at their speech pattern, and they were gone. They knew immediately I knew them. I recognized them, and that they weren't going to get to troll on the channel because Courtney had a mod. That's another thing. You cannot be your own mod. Okay, because of these kinds of things. You have to have someone you can trust. So be careful who you have mod, but be sure you do have a moderator.
And that's why communities are really important like this.
Yeah.
Because you would think after 3 or 4 years of knowing somebody, that making them a wrench would be perfect for your channel. That's why I always made Sherry and Daryl a wrench to my channel. Or I'd be or I'd go to they have a page on Facebook. I'd be like, hey, I need some wrenches for tonight. And some of those people would come on over, and then I would wrench them just to watch the chat because I knew it was going to be a big night. And I wouldn't be able to do it. Yeah. Something to think about, guys, because you definitely want somebody in there that can take. By the way, it's happened so fast. You can get somebody, a spammer, in your chat, and you can block them, and then they'll come right back with another channel. And I've had that happen. I actually had a psycho do that about 6 times with 6 different channels that they had created. So you just have to be really careful with that.
And those 6 channels were created before that night. It wasn't they were making them. They already had them set up. They all had the same name. They had created 6 channels with the same exact name.
Yep.
There's your red flag. That's not someone with good intentions on YouTube.
Right.
Okay.
100%.
At all, ever, for anybody. They're not. Just because they come on our channel and be a troll does not mean they're going to come in your channel and be nice.
Mm-hmm.
They already created 6 alter profiles because they know they're going to get blocked on one the minute they decide to show their true self. That's not a good person.
Yeah, Camo and Bows, it's nuts out there. It's so unbelievable. The stories that I can tell, it is mind blowing what people want to do to you, and all because of what? Because I have a channel that's I wouldn't even consider myself extremely successful or anything like that. In fact, when I first started YouTube and doing this, I just wanted to make friends. I wasn't like, and someone convinced me, hey, let's do this. Let's go full force. And I had been doing it ever since. And, Ariel, you are 100% right. You got to put in the hard yards for YouTube growth. And that is 100%. You really have to work hard at it. It is not something that you can just gain 1,000 subscribers overnight. That is not that doesn't work.
I mean, I have just shy of 1,500 videos out there, and I'm just about to make 12K in subscribers. But not all of those subscribers are viewers, and that's something else. Your sub count is great, but you want viewers, not subs. So that's something else to think about. You want to really build community. You want to build people that are there for you. And yeah.
And so you just be really careful out there, guys, because you have no idea. You really don't. The evil that is lurking behind every corner. Let's see.
Yep. Camo and Bows, you do have to be consistent. Definitely be yourself. And you have to like what you're doing. Do something that you're passionate about, on YouTube. Because people will know if it's something you don't really like, but you're just doing it because you think that that's going to get you the most views. People will know.
Yeah, and I really, really like to garden. I think about a year ago, I thought about just getting rid of my channel, and just forgetting it all. I really love to garden, and I love to teach people what I know. And so I had lots of people that convinced me not to do that. So that is why I'm here now. But, you really want to do what you're passionate about first and foremost.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, okay. So in a community, when you do a community, you're going to have lots of people that are going to go live when you go live. It just happens. Now, if you're all friends and you want to be polite to each other and you have a schedule, okay, such and such is going on at 7. Okay, well then you go in their chat at 7 and you hang out and you support their chat. And then the ethics part of that is they'll follow you at 8 o'clock when you go on at 8 o'clock. You don't have to do a schedule. It is YouTube. There's 1 billion people on YouTube. And even though you are in probably a tight-knit community, you don't feel offended if somebody else is live when you were live. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I love 2 other channels that are live right now, but this was the best time for us to go live tonight. And I'm missing them. I'll go watch them in reruns. and I'll make sure that I make a comment. I'll make sure that I watch their video all the way through, and I'll watch them in reruns tomorrow when I don't have anything else going on. And that's okay. You can still support other channels. Like Courtney said, there's a billion people on YouTube. So
if someone's out there saying that you hogged YouTube, or what else? You hog YouTube and you're always live, that doesn't affect that. That shouldn't affect them. That shouldn't affect them at all. Especially if their content doesn't match yours. Who cares?
Yeah.
And
and some of us have the capability of watching more than one thing at one time. I got my phone going over here and I'm on YouTube over here. So there's a TV out there. You can be doing more than one thing. About the microphone, I ordered this. I think it was $9 on Temu. It came with the swing arm, the spit shield, whatever this is, the whole thing. And I actually really like it. So I can put the link in the bottom of this to it, maybe. I don't know. I'm not a Temu person, other than I've bought a couple things this Christmas season. So I thought I'd try it.
Now I wish Temu was around when I bought my microphone, because I think I paid $80 for mine.
This is it's really heavy. I don't know if it's a really nice one. And it's got I love to say this, so I have to say it. It's got the dead cat.
That's funny.
Okay. I'm a fan of Schrodinger. Every time I think of it, I think of physics. So
hey, Roberta.
Hey, Roberta. Good to see you. Roberta, while we have you here, I'm going to break, I think, rule number 3 we just discussed about etiquette. I am definitely going to be in Ohio this year, same time, same week, and I hope to see you there. So, yay! But thanks for coming in. Yeah. So we discussed, don't give away your location, as I'm giving away my location, but not my exact location.
No.
But yeah.
Okay, so what else do I have on my list that I wanted to talk about? These are just ethics things I think that everyone should follow. Not everyone is going to follow them. And it's not a permanent rule that you should do one, but it's things that I look out for, and when I'm going live. One is you don't announce someone else's live when you are going live, or when you're in someone else's chat that is live. You just don't do that. It's rude. Or I say like, hey everybody, I'm leaving. So-and-so is live. That takes away everyone that is in your chat, because they're going to be curious and go over there. So you're stealing someone's audience away from them. So you definitely don't want to do that.
And that's
yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. And you can say goodbye, but you don't really need to make an exit. Like, it doesn't need to be a dramatic exit. Just bye, I've got to go, I have something else I got to do, or whatever. Or just slip out the door quietly. But yeah, when you do that, that's bad etiquette. So.
And I think I've done this other thing. I think I did it in the beginning a lot because I was trying to get subscribers, but then I realized how big of an a-hole I was being. One of them is when you are in someone's chat, you don't promote yourself unless you have permission to do so. Yeah. There are a lot of chats, and I think Charlie, what's his channel's name? What's his oh my god. Anyway, his chat, he has it set up to where you can type in your channel's name and it will promote it in the side chat.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Huh? Yeah. So a lot of people do that, and that's really cool. And that really helps out your channel. However, if that's not set up in someone's chat, you just don't go over, there's 100 people or something going there. Hey guys, I'm blah, 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 and I do this, don't do that. I think it turns people off. They are not in that chat for you to be promoting yourself. It's not good ethics. And, you know,
and you're not really getting a good. So when you go to a channel and you subscribe, you need to watch one video all the way through and you need to comment. So if you just leave, and I'm guilty of this all the time. If you leave a chat and go subscribe to someone, but you don't watch their video and you don't leave a comment, YouTube will never show their content to you again. And they didn't get credit for you. So you're not helping them.
Yeah, and that's where I kind of have an issue with lurkers as well. Because unless you're making a comment in the side chat, you're not helping me. So if that's why I'll be like, hey, there's only 2 people in this chat and there's 8 people watching. You know, and so I'll be like, hey, you know, show yourself, because that doesn't help me. Why are you watching me then if you're not going to interact? I just think that's weird and creepy. That's my opinion, though. But you should definitely interact in the chat. That's why it's there. You can just be like, hey, guys, or hi, or hey, I'm just listening. I'm washing dishes, or, you know, hey, I'm in the garden. I'm just listening. Something. Because then
even just hello. Just say hello.
Indication.
Yeah, maybe, but, you know. Yeah.
What is going on?
But yeah, a lot of people come into my Facebook group and they want to promote their channel in my Facebook group. And I have never told anybody who asked me first no, but I will not approve any posts of someone who hasn't asked me first. Because that's I spent a lot of time and a lot of effort and a lot of years.
Bushwashers. Is that what you call them? I didn't know what they're I call them lurkers. But,
building my face. I spent a lot of time building that Facebook group, and it's just rude to come in and expect me to promote you for free without having put any time into my group. You just showed up and this is your first day in there and you want to post a link to your video. You know, just ask. I just feel like you need to ask.
Yeah.
That's just me. It's just good manners.
Bushwatchers. That's hilarious.
That is cute.
There's tricks to the trade, and we will tell you all those tricks too, that we have learned throughout the years, about going live and going live on your phone and all of that as well. I don't think we're going to tap into all that tonight, but in the future we will definitely talk about that. There are some things that are. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, Tammy.
We plan to do this over several Fridays. So today is just the intro, and we just sort of picked basic etiquette as our topic for tonight. And then we're going to do some more. We're going to get into some specific things like settings you should have, and you know, ways you can help your channel.
Okay, so if I'm giving this scenario out there. If you come across a channel that is letting trolls in and they don't care, and by the way, there are some nasty trolls out there. There's porn trolls. There are all different kinds of like nasty stuff that can happen in the side chat. If you have come across somebody that openly supports that and they don't care, just consider them the lost cause. Don't even play. Don't even play in their chat. Because what you're doing is you're an open invitation for that troll to come over to you.
So Camo and Bose brought up a big point. And I have to say that haters are your best subscribers. They will be the first person in your video. They beat Gil to my videos.
Wow.
And they hit the thumbs down on every single one of them. And I said this to Courtney the other day, and I'm going to say it tonight. I absolutely want to send them a Valentine telling them thank you so much, because that counts the same interaction as if they put the thumbs up. and they came there and they watched the video as soon as it hit their feed, they are actually helping your channel. I know that sounds counterintuitive, but I would love to give them a great big Valentine's Day smack.
If you really
Blue
want
card.
to, like, if you really don't want to help someone in their channel, don't watch.
Yeah,
Don't watch
unsubscribe, walk away,
and unsubscribe.
and don't.
Because that's how that works.
Yes.
If they are giving you constant thumbs down, that means they're watching your stuff, they're gloating on it, and then they're giving, oh, I'm going to give them a thumbs down. That really doesn't. That's not how YouTube works. So.
And YouTube loves the thumbs down just as much as the thumbs up. They count that as the same exact thing.
Yeah.
Same exact thing. So do not ever let those haters bother you. Count those as your best subscribers.
Yeah.
Because they'll be the first ones in your channel.
Yep, it's like saying the bad advertising is still advertising, as they would say.
Yeah, exactly.
That's truth.
Because you've hit a nerve with them somehow, somewhere, and you've caused them to interact with you repeatedly.
You guys, I have had so many nasty things happen to me on YouTube. I had someone that I thought I trusted. They were in our community. They were in Sherry's chats in the community, and I was new and I didn't really know who they were. It was my first interaction with a troll. And they messaged me on my business page and on Facebook and said something so nasty to me. And I didn't know who they were because they changed their name. And so then when I went back and looked, they had interactions and stuff with Sherry. And Sherry called her by her real name. And then I knew, once I did some investigation, who she was. And I couldn't believe, because she had just won some stuff from me, and I had sent it to her. And how dare you? Like, I was like so taken back by that. And so then I somebody through the grapevine told me, that she tries to dismantle channels and stuff like that. And I was like, wow.
Yeah, there are people that they pretend to be your friend. And then they have a whole network of people that they are friends with. And their whole purpose on YouTube is to see if they can get you to quit by being your friend.
Mm-hmm.
And they are the sweetest, nicest people you could ever imagine until it happens to you. And then you realize that you've been played. It's in the words of Carly Simon again, if you think this, because they're watching, if you think this song is about you, it is.
100%. But yeah, just be careful. Don't let people. Hey, Kathy Bates, I love you. Mwah. Kathy Bates is in the house. And she's a poop trooper too. Thank you. Oh, she's been a member for 33 months. Oh,
nice. You are awesome.
Kathy Bates, I love you. Such a sweetie pie. But yeah, so just be careful with people, and don't let that that experience. It kind of hurt me at first because she said something very negative, and that was her goal. But I just got over it. I can't remember who I spoke to. I think I spoke to Sherry about it, and Sherry just fixed it for me and just was so sweet to me and said, it happens all the time. And so I just brushed it off, not a big deal, and I dealt with it by blocking her because I didn't want that kind of person around my channel. A lot of YouTubers don't let that bother them, and they let the bad in too because they consider that a interaction. But for me, it's not good. Like, I want good things on my page. So if somebody's gonna say something nasty about me or my people or whatever, I'll just block them.
Camos and Bows, we're streaming to 3 different locations. So I'm streaming to my Rebel Canners Facebook page, professional page. We're streaming to my YouTube, and we're streaming to Courtney's YouTube. So I can see everybody, but Courtney can't. That's why I'm putting comments up there, because Courtney's looking at hers if it doesn't come up in the chat or on hers, she can't see it. So I'm trying
Yeah.
to, yeah.
This
MB Heritage is in the house.
both times.
Thank you for coming in.
Really the first time I've ever streamed in both locations. I'm like,
yeah,
I didn't really know how to do it at first. So back in the day when I first started YouTube, this wasn't a thing. And I'm pretty sure that YouTube considered it spam or something, or I don't know. But
yeah, well, they could only pay one location at a time, and we're both monetized. So, but now they're splitting. So I know how many I have in my channel, and you know how many you have in yours, and they're splitting the revenue. So you get your revenue, and I get my revenue, and so
Happy Mac just said they're in the bushes. Thanks for coming in. I love you, Happy Mac.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you guys for showing support. I have nine people in the house.
I've got 8 over here. So
nice. Thank you so much.
I don't know how many on Facebook because I haven't seen anybody check in from Facebook. So we'll see. It says I'm streaming to it, but I don't have any icons because on the over here it gives me a little chain icon if it's you with YouTube, and just a plain YouTube for me. But I haven't had any YouTube interaction, so we'll see.
Oh, Camo and Bows came over to mine.
Yay!
Appreciate it. Thank you for the support. I've known Camo and Bows for like at least 5 years now. I mean, not personally, but of her on YouTube's. So thank you. Hold on, I got a cough.
Okay. Happy Mac says, please like and subscribe because Courtney is awesome. And I agree.
Oh, thanks, guys. I just try to be me. That's really all I can be. I can't be anybody else. This is just who I am. So, and if you ever watch any of my videos, you'll see that. I mean, I don't try to be anything other than myself.
Yeah.
And you'll never see me without makeup unless there's something seriously wrong.
And you're not going to see me with makeup unless there's somebody dead or getting married. Just so you know. If you see me with makeup, somebody has died or they're getting married. That's the only 2 real occasions for that.
Okay, so I can't think of the other one. Hold on. I got to look at my notes again. When you're in someone's chat, don't promote yourself unless you have permission. And then the other one was don't announce to someone when you were leaving or if there's somebody else's live going on. It's just ethics, you know? What else? Just protect yourself. And, you know, and when in doubt, always ask someone in the community. Hey, I'm doing this and this and this. How can I protect myself?
Yeah. And I am more than happy to share names privately. I'm just not going to out people publicly here. They know who they are. And if you've watched my channel, you know who they are. I don't have to give the names out. That's not the purpose of this. The purpose of this is just to teach people what to be aware of. This is,
yeah, you know. I was just really concerned for a lot of people when I heard that there was trolls going in the chats and their chats, and like every once in a while I hear, oh, did you see such and such? There was so many trolls in their chat. I felt so bad, and that makes me feel bad. Like there was no one out there to help them.
Yeah, and you know, and I've warned a couple. Well, we warned somebody recently, and they're like, "Yep, yeah, okay," and I'm like, "Okay, bye, see ya. Don't want to be ya." You know, I'm not going to go out of my way, and I've warned people about the hacker, and they're like, "Oh, but they're a view to my channel." I'm like, "Okay, I won't be in your channel because I have them blocked." And when you put like, they're blocked, but if I put like, see, I put Camo and Bo's comment up there. The minute I put that comment up there, or they put a comment of mine up, everybody can see it, even people who you have blocked. FYI. So, you know, I don't want to be somewhere where they're at. So I'm not going to be somewhere where they're at.
Yep.
That's just the way it is.
I want to just avoid that confrontation altogether. If they are in the chat, yeah, I thought I was going to retract what I just said, but no.
Well, like there are people they're not going to drive me out of certain people's chats. They have tried that. That's not going to happen. Yeah. I'm going to keep watching the people I watched before, and it's not going to happen. I'm not going to be driven out of somebody's chat. But if I'm going into someplace new and they're there, the other day they were there, I just exited out, and I sent that person a little warning about this is why I left. What they do with that information is up to them.
Do you think people appreciate those warnings? Or do they think that's where I'm like confused? I'm like, if somebody warned me about somebody, I think I would feel a little grateful that they warned me. Like, hey, okay, but it's up to me how I want to direct my channel.
Exactly.
But I appreciate what you told me, because that kind of gives me a heads up and something to look out for. Not that I'm trying to gossip or start drama. It's the fact that I am being warned, like, hey, thank you. Or, I'm really leery of even saying anything to anybody anymore. But
I'm very cautious who I say things to that way. Now there was somebody, the hacker that you talked about that had 6, 8, maybe probably 4, let's be honest, more like 14 accounts with all of the same 4-letter word in it. So we know, and the little same icon.
Yeah.
I warned somebody that this person is a known hacker. And they're like, well, I'm a computer expert. I don't care. I said, yeah, but you're promoting them and you're putting them up in your channel and you're posting all their comments, just like here, I've got Serena's Amish paste tomato. I like that. That's pretty. But I'm promoting Serena when I promote her comment. And by doing that, he's telling people that this person is a safe person on the internet, and they're not. And I've pretty much backed away from being in that person's channel because that hacker is in there. And I have a VPN. He has a VPN. But those 6 other little channels that are in his channel don't.
Mm-hmm.
And he is, how do I put it, setting them up for this person.
Yeah, because this is why you really want to stay away from trolls. If you're new, you don't know about any of that. You think you know, but you don't know. And like you go into someone else's chat, they can follow you, they can get on your computer, they can wreak havoc. And it's not safe. It really isn't.
And, I am not going to promote anybody that I think is unsafe. I'm not going to put their comments up. If you see people saying hi to me in chats and I don't say hi back to them on a regular basis, not like a one-off, I just missed their comment, but on a regular basis, it's because I don't find them safe, and I'm not going to respond to them because I don't want other people to think that they're okay or safe.
Yep.
And they may be the nicest person out there. I know something about them that's not nice, and so I'm not going to promote them even by saying hello in a chat. So that's just the way it is.
It's real unfortunate that it has to be like this, but you just have to really, no one is, and like Hannah said, you don't trust anybody.
Yeah, never give anyone access. Never make anyone. There's those different levels of moderator. Never give anyone the you don't know in person that high level moderator status. Just don't.
No, that what they'll do is they'll block all your subscribers. I mean, that happened before. I've seen it. So
it's always good to go in and check that too. After you've done a live, go in and check who's blocked on your channel. Are they people you've blocked? Go check those settings. That's a very good point too. Check your admin activity and what they've done. you know.
Yep. Let's see. Who's only here yet? Who's in the chat? Let us know.
Bye, Camo Bows. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for
I
coming
really
in.
appreciate it.
It's good to see you.
Oh, she said she's never heard of Amish paste. It's one of my favorite, actually. I absolutely love it.
Tomatoes I've ever grown.
Yeah, I use a lot of them. That's what I just made my tomato paste out of. That I haven't posted that video yet. It's not even in members only. But yeah, they're really good for things like that. Paste, sauces, things you want really thick. Oh, good. So Lewis is still here. We love you, Lewis. Thank you.
I really hope that this has really helped some of you guys. Good night, Patty.
Bye. Hi, Patty.
I just really hope that this has helped some of you guys. Ladies, got my glasses off, so if I don't say, it's okay. It's okay, Bear. I just really hope that some of this has helped you and that you have learned a little bit from it. I really hope that in the future lives that we do will really help exactly where you're going with your channel and just to protect yourself.
Gil just came in.
Hey.
Rick Thalen just came in. And Boho Daisy just came in.
Do you know who Boho Daisy is?
She is subscribed to me.
Oh, okay.
So.
Yeah, so YouTube now, it used to be not that way, and they could change in the future, but you could just click on someone's name and go directly to their page. A little hint, though, if they have already started, I would say anything from the last couple years, if they started and they have no content whatsoever, and it's 2 years or newer, and they have zero content, typically they are a troll. I have actually gotten on and I'm like, oh, they have 61 subscribers. You can just tell those 61 subscribers are actually themselves.
Yeah.
And they just used all of
they've
those.
They've never posted a.
Yep.
Yeah. They've never posted a video, but they have 61 subscribers. They're probably part of they're not just themselves, but part of a troll network, which is really weird. Who would think that this thing exists? But they do, because I've seen it in action.
Yep. So just be aware of that as well. It's happened to me quite a bit. Yeah. Actually, I've seen that a lot. Don't let anyone on your panel. That's another one. Don't just put your link out there in the chat. I have done it, but don't do it. Don't put your link out there. Once they have that access, they can get into your computer. So just be very, very careful about where you put that link. And then the only reason why I really said that is because Gil had someone that was a porn bot or a porn person, and he thought it was somebody else that he knew. He allowed them to be up on the panel, and bada bing, bada boom, there was something not so nice that showed, and he had to hurry up and get them off his screen. And that has happened a lot to people, not just here.
Yeah, and I've seen someone. I was there when they did it on a different channel too. A similar person, similar name.
I actually laughed at Gil. I just laughed at that situation because at first I thought it was super, super funny, but it's actually really serious. And that person could have got them a strike. If he didn't go back and delete it out or edit it out of his video, he could.
And that's a lot of work
for it. There's a lot of things that people do that are really nasty like that. What they'll do is they'll have one person in the chat already, and then they'll hurry up, grab a hold of your link get on, show something gross, and then the person in the chat will report you real quick and report you for pornography, and then your channel gets taken down. Yeah.
Yeah, they were pretending to be someone that is in our friend network. Gil says.
Yeah. The porn bomb. Yep, for sure. So be careful of people like that as well.
Yeah.
If there's something that somebody's doing on your panel, and you don't like it, tell them. Like, I don't want people smoking my channel.
That was one thing I wanted to say. So if you're a new channel and you have a panel, you need to be the last person to leave that chat.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say this again because it's very, very important. If you have people up on your panel and when your live is done, you need to be the first person to leave that chat, or the last person to leave that chat. Don't leave people up on your panel talking to each other. Because I have seen where those people are not necessarily your friends that are there. And then I've seen where they've talked and what they say is not what they say to people's faces. And so if you are new, and if I have warned you about your wrenches, don't leave them to be the last people up on your panel after you go out of it. Nothing good is happening there. I wish it was recorded like the rest of this is on StreamYard, because I would love to play some of those back for people. Mm-hmm. And I would.
Yeah, so be careful with that too. Be careful with behind the scenes. Then somebody else can also use your stuff that you paid for their own private chat party.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I've done that by accident. Yeah. Because the chat is still there for a few minutes. Yeah. Afterwards, you can chat with each other forever.
Hours.
Yeah, for hours if you really want to.
I remember when I was new, I didn't realize that, and somebody yelled at me for leaving the chat. I left the chat as soon as the live was over.
Yeah.
And they wanted to talk to me afterwards, and they yelled at me, and I'm like, what do you mean you can stay? I thought it was done as soon as it said live ended, and I X'd out. I didn't know that. And so, but when you're new, you don't know that.
Right.
You know? So.
I'm trying to think of scenarios that have happened to me that I can talk about. Yeah, I can't think of any right now. There are other things that I will talk about, but it'll be at a further date because I don't want to get into it right now. But
and again, we're not going to be naming any names. We're not here to call anybody out in person. Although, you know, if you think we're talking about you, we probably are. But whatever. But we're just doing this to help new channels. And so we're not, you know, going to do anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Bare truth, I like talking in the back room too, and I like talking before. But I do want to warn channels to make sure that they're part of that conversation. You know, that's an important piece.
I'm trying to think of what other warning things. We were just doing ethics and warnings tonight. What else? Like I said, just don't put out your link. That's why I also have Facebook. It's like really easy to talk to people that way, and Messenger, so I can send them a link individually. I can do that on Facebook. You can send it through email, but sometimes it's really hard that way. Messenger on Facebook is instant right there, so you can share your links and stuff really, really easily that way.
Yeah, see, that's what I did too, Bare Truth. I didn't know any better, and I would leave, and then I wouldn't actually be making friends and community in that that chat time because I didn't know there was such a thing. And then when I did, I was like, I don't want to be here because I don't want to listen to this. So, I mean, it goes both ways.
Thank you for being here, Bear Truth. We love you.
He gave me a great idea for a video too.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, and that peach habanero jam is really good.
That sounds really good.
Thank you, by the way. Yeah, I dedicated that video to him. Yeah. But we're probably gonna wind down then if you want, Courtney, because we're an hour and 10 minutes. Unless you can think of anything else.
I can't think of anything else right now. There's some stuff I really want to talk about, but I don't want to like put everything all in one video.
No.
So there are things I really would like to talk about, but we could do that next Friday. So
we're going to try to do it next Friday. I don't know about the time. We're kind of feeling this out. Things may change. This just happened to be the best time tonight for us. So
yeah, Kathleen,
we're also looking.
I don't know. Kathleen just said, what do people gain by hurting another channel? You need a handbook on what to do and how to do if you want a channel. Yeah, for sure. I don't know why other people want to hurt other people's channels. I don't know. Camos and both said jealousy. I'm one of those people. I'm like, how can somebody be jealous of me? Like, I don't get that at all. But yeah, jealousy could be one of them, or they could just be a narcissist and they want to be the center of attention all the time. Maybe you stepped on their toes. Who knows? I don't know. Yeah. There's a lot of people that are also on YouTube that have a mental problem.
Yeah.
So that just hate everybody and they're just as negative as hell. Like, I don't know. But just be careful with that and protect yourself. Tammy,
he tried the jalapeno jelly, but don't do like I do and made a ballistic gel out of it. A lot of people like the cowboy candy, but the one I just did with the peaches that you suggested is actually, I think, better. It was actually really good. Rick, it has been a problem for a lot of channels.
Yeah,
I think some of the same people just go from, especially with the one that is the hacker, he just goes from group to group. And he was in the gardening group for a very long time, and now he's in the homesteading group. And he just goes from group to group, and that's where he finds people they're predators. That's all I can say. Some of these people are just predators, in real life and in the YouTube universe. It's scary.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you don't. I mean, I know Tammy. Tammy's been to my house several times. I trust Tammy.
I've slept in that room she's sitting in right there.
Yeah. So, there are just people out there that you can't trust them. You can't trust them with a 10-foot pole. Like, no way. But be very, very careful.
Yeah.
With that, be careful with trolls. Be careful with people that don't want to help any situation. Gotta watch out for those people too.
Yeah, be careful with people who don't want to help themselves.
Yeah.
That's another category in that too.
Yeah. And then they blame other people for their non-success. I'm like, I can't help it that you're not successful.
Make a video, for darn sake. That might help.
Well,
it'll help your success a lot. If you don't have content, you're not going to succeed. I mean, the number one thing people need to do is make content. And it doesn't have to. I know people always say, make sure your content follows your channel. My channel is living proof. I make content on what interests me. And some of my biggest videos have nothing to do with cooking, which is my channel's main content.
Yeah. Yeah, my biggest
Yep.
video has nothing to do with gardening. It has to do with a wheel, a gate wheel. It's my
Yeah.
biggest video. It's about
Yeah.
installing a gate wheel.
And did you think that video was going to go as big as it
No.
was?
And I still, people ask me questions all the time, and I'm like, this is so weird. I made this video 5 years ago. So yeah.
My biggest video, I wanted one of those wood splitters. And so I had my son build one as a welding project in college. And we did a video of my 3-year-old granddaughter using a hammer to put a piece of wood down that safety splitter, is what they're called, because they're all contained. You don't actually have to hit an axe to split the wood. It goes down on a blade. And that's my biggest video. And that has nothing to do with cooking. Nothing to do. And it's a short. And it has the most views. So just make content. Make content that interests you. Because if it's interesting to you, it's interesting to other people.
And I love taking pictures of flowers. I absolutely love it. I'll take pictures of all different kinds of flowers and I'll make a video out of it. Because that's what I love. I love taking pictures, and two, I love flowers. So the combination of both just intrigues me. It's a hobby. I love doing it. So you can do pretty much anything.
Bare Truth is speaking the truth here. People talk junk about other people when they ain't there. How do they talk about you when you're not there? If someone is talking about everybody else to you badly, I mean
Yeah.
everybody else badly, then they're talking badly behind your back too.
Yep.
I learned that in high school, and it's still true. It's still true.
Yeah, and
Yes.
it's actually ruined me thinking like that. Because as soon as I hear somebody say something bad about somebody else, I'm like, oh, I probably shouldn't be friends with them because they're going to talk crap about me too. And it's actually ruined friendships for me.
Yeah. I'm too old to have time for that. I ain't got time for that anymore. I just, you know, I saw something today, and it's kind of biblical, but I'm going to throw it out there anyway. It says that you don't have time to throw rocks if you're washing other people's feet. And it just means if you're helping people, if you're caring about people, if you're compassionate about people, you don't have time to be talking about their sins and throwing rocks because they've offended you with their sin. And that's just the way it is. I don't have time for that.
Right.
And I don't think anybody should have time for that. They need to get a life. So,
Yeah. 100%.
yeah. But I know you got to get back to Fred, and I turn into a pumpkin after 9 o'clock at night.
Yes, you do.
And I got up at 5 this morning, and it has been an absolutely crazy day. I never did tell you what happened today. I had to go pick up my son at noon. Yesterday the bus forgot to pick him up. He only had a half day, and the bus forgot to pick him up. Today he went to school, and he has a scribe and someone to read a test for him, and that person is out sick. So he went to the office to find out who they had to replace that person, and the secretary was gone to a funeral. So the substitute secretary asked for the vice principal. Well, the vice principal wasn't there till later. So he went back to class and got an announcement that his afternoon class was canceled due to a water main break, but nobody called me. So I called his teacher. He was out of school and wasn't there. They had a sub for that class. And the superintendent didn't know anything about any of that. And so she was then panicked what all of her students in that room was doing while it was flooded. So I just went and picked him up, and he had another half day. It couldn't possibly everybody be gone. Like 7 people in 24 hours not show up or not be where they're supposed to be. Or, I guess some of them were where they were supposed to be, but not where you would expect them all to be gone from work at the same time. It was just bizarre.
Yeah.
Skinner Farms. Hello, Corky's cousin. Hey, Josh. Yeah, unfortunately, you came in just as we were leaving. And I was explaining why my day was crazy and it was time for me to go to bed because I've had enough crazy day. I'm going to wake up and start over with another crazy day tomorrow, which is going to start at 7 in the morning.
Oh God, I'm sorry.
So on a Saturday. So I'm going to, we've almost made it to the hour and a half mark here. So I am going to say goodnight and we will see you all next Friday at some time yet to be determined by our schedules next week.
And I may or may not go live yet on my channel. I have till like 10:30ish. So.
Oh, you gonna go live after this?
Yeah, I might.
Okay, so everybody, go. We'll talk about this in another channel, but go give Courtney some love fest and go to Courtney's channel. And hello, Penny Ortiz, my newest member. I'm really super happy you're here, and I'm sorry that I have to go, but I got to get up early tomorrow. So I will talk to you all probably Monday night with Gil. So I will see you later. Everybody go over to Courtney. Bye.
Bye, guys.